G'day legends, welcome back. So if you haven't already, go have a quick look at the first part of the turbo build. It shows what I got up to in the first 2 days. Without further ado, let's just keep cracking on with what happened in the next few days. Hello, we're back. And guess what? We've had a lot more progress, but the problem is my plan of action turned into being just getting stuff done and not filming it all. I apologise. It would have been good to show you some of the bits and pieces along the way, but there's been a bunch more progress. I'll give you guys a good look now. So we've got our kind of log manifold headers, which turned out pretty goddamn good considering, as you guys know, I've spent no money on materials at all. This is all just secondhand stuff that's been lying around. So yes, it's dirty. Yes, it's got soot on the inside everywhere. And yes, a lot of the welds look horrible because there was that much contamination. I couldn't really help it. I could have spent a lot of time cleaning everything up, and yes, that would have helped, but I could not be bothered. I've done this all in about 4 days. So anyway, we've got everything pretty well done. We've got our headers coming back to our up pipe. We've got all of our O2 sensors in place. One is not actually in, but it goes just up there. Yeah, so it's all coming along really well. I need to put a flex bend in here. Got our up pipe going all the way up to the turbo, our down pipe coming down from the turbo, which is all looking really good. So yes, how good is this? So how to turbo your H6, how good. How to turbo your H6 for under $1,000. This is how. You get a lot of scraps, you do a lot of very janky welding, and you just make it work with what you've got. So I've bought very few things. Let's quickly run over them. So I bought a brand new wastegate, Pulsar, 44mm, like $100 and something, not much. I bought a intercooler kit that was like $170 from eBay, which I'm still waiting on. I have bought a turbo oil feed line. I have bought water feed banjo bolts with like push on, I think they're 3/8, I could be wrong. Pretty sure 3/8. For the turbo water feed, I've got a bunch of old gaskets which will be reused. I need to buy, I think, 1 or 2 gaskets though. That fitting there was brand new, but it was cheap as chips. I just had a mate weld it onto the rocker cover. We have literally spent bugger all. So all in all, we've spent less than $400 so far. And we've got most of the kit made up. We've got all of the pieces ordered that we actually need except fuel pump. We ordered sometime today or tomorrow. So yeah, everything's going really well. Basically, I'll do a quick explanation of how to turbo your H6 for the people who don't know. Instead of having your old exhaust, the stock header system like this, you got to get yourself some new headers or make some. Alright, from there, you've got to join up both banks of headers into an up pipe, or, you know, if you wanted to, you could do it differently. You could have both of your headers coming over here to a turbo that sits low mount. It just depends on how you want to do it. Like, the general gist of how to turbo your EZ30 is headers into some sort of up pipe or pipe that goes to your turbo feed, or your turbo exhaust housing, the inlet for the turbo exhaust housing. From there, it does some spinny magical things, and it comes out the exhaust down pipe. Okay, for a bigger turbo setup like this one, they do not have an internal wastegate, so you have to go for an external wastegate, which is what this little majigger is just here. This is just a cheapie, but it'll do the job just perfectly. So in your up pipe or pipe that goes to your turbo exhaust housing inlet, you've got to have something that the air can divert out of to basically control your boost. What this does is it lets your wastegate have a certain amount of boost going up to it. It'll, because this one's actually done quite nicely, it shouldn't have any issues. A lot of them are just done on like a 90-degree angle, which don't flow very well. This one's I've done so it'll actually flow really well. More or less, the boosts or exhaust gases will come in through here, and then up here on the wastegate there'll be a little valve which will be going to basically either intercooler piping or the intake manifold or somewhere to get a boost reference from. And basically once we hit a certain PSI, so the wastegate pressure, we'll just use for example, say the wastegate pressure is 10 PSI. Once we hit 10 PSI, the wastegate's going to open and it's going to let exhaust pressure out of here. So we're not having more exhaust gases go through the turbo, spinning the turbo more and creating more boost. So that's how we regulate a turbo's boost, is by a wastegate. This is an external one, or the internal ones do the same thing. They're just easier to basically fit in places because it's all in one piece with the turbo. So if you've got location, like kind of spacing issues, it makes life easy. As you can see, this one's really, really tight. I've managed to do really, really well. Got about, I'd say 5 mil of spacing on the sidewall there. Plenty of spacing up around the back. But yeah, just there's where it's kind of closest, and I've still got a reasonable amount of space, which is awesome. So yeah, that's basically your wastegate, and that's used to control your boost. So the easiest way to do it is just wastegate pressure. If you want to put a boost T on it, you could put a boost T on it, and then you can go up to like an electronic controller as well, which is the next step up. There's all sorts of different ways you can do it, but that is the essential first part to controlling your boost if you want a turbo. Any sort of car, really. This goes for anything. From there, you go up to where the turbo actually sits, and you mount the turbo in the engine bay, or if it's low mount, mount the turbo wherever it's going to sit. From there, you get your dump pipe, plumb the dump pipe back. You've got two options. Like, you can go screamer pipe with this, so this doesn't actually have to return to the dump pipe. That could just be, you know, rotated and literally just pointing straight down to the ground and be a screamer pipe. I chose to go plumb back because this is a daily driver. I don't really want to draw too much attention to myself, which it probably will, but oh well. That's pretty much it. Like, obviously different cars will require different exhaust routings. For the EZ30, we've got 4 exhaust sensors, 2 pre-cat and 2 post-cat. Pre-cats are in each runner of the up pipe, I should say. And then post-cat, there's one in the up pipe over this side, and then one in the down pipe over this side. So gives us kind of a few different points for information for the stock ECU, which is nice. Realistically, that's about it. As long as you've got your plumbing and packaging on the exhaust side so everything fits nicely, that's all you really need. Obviously from there you need an intercooler, unless you're just going to go for a blow-through system or a straight-through system, which in this day and age, just get yourself some sort of cooler. It's worth it. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to chop off a big section of that and get an old flex bend that I've got up in there. How good? I'll keep you guys updated. I might just get the Sawzall and just cut it out in place. I'll go clean up the flex bend and see exactly how much I need to cut out. How good? See you soon. Alright, so now that's cut out, and we've trimmed that up a little bit too. So pretty easy to do. I just kind of eyed it up, put a couple of marks in, chopped it out. It's pretty much spot on. There's a tiny little gap, but it's just going to be migged up anyway. So how bloody good is that? I'll give you another quick look once we've got it tacked in place. Alright, so the flex bend is tacked in place now. So when I pull it off, I'll weld it in properly. Yeah, how good? So I am going to start doing the next few little bits and pieces. I got to get this off the hoist again. I've got a customer the Savo. Just thought I would give you a quick breakdown of where we're up to, and also show you pretty much exactly how the whole build's been done. It's just been cut, fit up, weld, pretty much what it's been like or better the entire time. So it's just been like literally cut, weld, cut, weld, cut, weld, which has been awesome. Yeah, kind of 4.5 days including today, and we're almost with a completed kit. How good? Thanks for watching, legends. Apologies there hasn't been that much footage of the actual making of the turbo kit. At the same time, I had a pretty big time limit. I wanted to try and get it done in 7 days, and well, did we achieve it? Did we not achieve it? You're just gonna have to wait and find out. And last but not least, thank you for giving me your attention. It's your most valuable asset. Have a think about that. Do me a favor and just try be better today than you were yesterday. Be better tomorrow than you were today. It's my challenge for you.